What is up guys, Wraec here with a new video, and today I want to bring you guys the best combinations for Ulmus. Actually, have to say, after now quite some time of testing, I kinda like the tree. I mean, we hated him a little bit. I made a review on him saying, well, in terms of tanking, he's not that insane, and I stand by that. That's definitely the case. He's not the best tank in the game, by far not. But his support ability and him being a wilder are really insane. We have Prowling Roots, and this extends CC by 2 seconds. And can be combined with a variety of CC teams, and one team that stood out to me and that I cleared a lot of AFK stages with actually was a team, an Eironn comp that I put him in. And this really profited a lot, because usually the Eironn comps, they are quite squishy, they struggle a little bit, they have a hard time really getting their damage to the enemy, because well, one thing you don't really have with them is time usually. You are often bursted down before you can really inflict the damage that you need, and later on enemies get quite tanky, so your ratio of resonance level to AFK progress suffers quite a lot. And with this team I noticed that it is quite a lot better, and that we have less problems overall surviving and doing damage really here. And there we are on 1317, and I want to show you guys this team. For this special stage we have to adjust a little bit, we have to see, because we have Silvana actually attacking our Heen. So what I want to do on this one, and I hope this is enough, is actually change to Cascade Spell. Usually I use Crescent Spell, which is quite cool. If you watch Dragon Ball, that's the Genki Dama, so that's already quite insane, but it also buffs our magic damage, so it's very, very nice. Sometimes you need Cascade Spell to get that early tankiness. Cascade Spell is usually not the one you really want to go for, because Cascade Spell only works once really, and afterwards all other artifacts are better. But it can help us to grant our damage really early, and you can see for the most part we have the trio of Eironn, Arden and Carolina in this team. We also have Ulmus, of course, in the front tanking, and then we have Heen, because Heen is insane. I will have to make a separate video on Heen, but she is really insane this season. Tons of heal, 32% damage reduction, and we have a reoccurring heal and reoccurring cleaning of all debuffs with her, so that's definitely insane. Let's watch one fight. It really is a team that you can mostly auto battle with. Some heroes can pose a problem like Silvana, but Arden actually did a very nice job of taking care of her. We now have the heal, and the heal with all of the damage reduction really helps. And you can see, check this out. Check out those heals that are still popping up here during the rain. How insane those are. And that is really, during this time of the rain effect from her ult, we are really in a position where we are basically invulnerable unless we get one shot, because we gain just so much HP. Check those, 7 billion heal basically here. Main damage dealt by Carolina, which we know. And in this situation, Ulmus can really tank quite a lot. Look at that, some of those enemies even died by taking less damage than he did there. And so this combination can work very well. We can watch the fight one single time again. It doesn't work for everything. Some enemies are still a problem. I think those guys actually are a problem. Those guys can sometimes be a problem. Let's go for Cascade on this one again, because those are the laser guys. We don't like those, because they can be very mean. But if we have the heal from Heen up, I think we can survive. Let's check this out. Very nice grouping there. We got the Sessia skill now hitting our heroes, but he actually targeted our tree, so no problem there. Nice magic def debuffs from the Mythic Plus of Carolina. I made a video about that as well, by the way. So pretty decent damage we did, and all of those guys doing 0. Very nice CC. You can see that worked out very, very well against Sessia, of course. That didn't really turn out to work very well, because she just put her ult out and attacked us, but the heal from Heen almost negated the entire damage there. So very, very nice, and overall pretty successful teams. Against some enemies it doesn't work well. You know, those guys, they are often a problem. They are often a problem, but Heen can tank. We'll try it again against this stage, because I don't really want to run the next team we have against those guys, because they would, they wouldn't stand a chance. The next two teams we have are also quite alright, but are in general a bit weaker, even though maybe a bit easier to achieve, because we run more common heroes in there. Well, for the next one we have one that is pretty rare, because rarely anybody went for that. here is a wonderful example actually of the big heals of Heen. Heen now putting out her ult. Arden sadly died. You can see the life going down and up, because that is really what those sandstorms do. And as long as we get to an ult fast enough, we stand a good chance to survive. Sadly, those guys are fairly tanky, so now our damage dealers are actually gone. And yeah, so doesn't work against every single stage. Against some stages you are better off with the smoky team, and this would probably be one of them, because this is a fairly easy stage to clear with the smoky team. But yeah, you can see the limitations of this team, but the heal, again, from Heen, quite massive. Just keep the smoky team at the back end, so let me quickly clear this with the smoky team. Okay, and after a quick smoky clear, here we are back now with the next team. If you wonder about the smoky team, I made a video about that yesterday. You can check that out, describing everything in detail. Can clear basically every AFK stage. Is quite insane. This team, a bit less common heroes in there. We have Saurin and Alsa. I just wanted to try this because we have Alsa with the terrain, we have Saurin with the movement. Saurin can move enemies, Alsa can move enemies, Skalita can move enemies, Eironn can move enemies, and Saurin can also knock them down, same for Ulmus. So we have a lot of things that actually can work into his Mythic Plus, which is time gated. But still, I think this is a rather fun team. We use Evocation Spell because that also includes some shields and life drain. And in general, the damage potential of this team is a little bit less. If your heroes can survive, then Alsa, of course, does a ton of damage. Saurin can deliver a ton of stun. Against this team, I reckon we are bound to lose because, yeah, well, those spinning guys are, well, they're mostly smoky material, actually, to clear. They are rather annoying as enemies, but maybe Skalita can get a quick punch. We'll see. Skalita with a finishing ability can be quite decent. I say, it's absolutely insane. It's an absolute monster with this ability, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how much damage we end up doing. And if we can get rid of some of those enemies before they heal too much, then we are probably in a good position. We don't really have too much tanking. That doesn't look good. But yeah, ton of CC that we can inflict there, ton of heal, ton of damage. And you can see the Alsa ult combination there starting to happen. The only problem is really we have Damien in the enemy team, who did more heal than we did damage, which is a bit of a problem. But I wonder how the damage numbers are going to look at the end. Against this team, the first team would have not looked well as well, because we have those spinning guys and they are immune of a lot of time. You can see how much damage we did to those guys. 125 billion. So this one wasn't really a problem in terms of dealing damage. It was mostly that we fought rather unfortunate enemies at this point. But you can see Saurin can deal a ton of damage. Alsa can deal a ton of damage. Even Eironn in this situation does a ton of damage. Skalita would have been nice if we got to the situation that we could finish them off. Didn't really happen, but still a rather nice lineup if you want to go for some CC and want to do something different. If you have the heroes, try it. Can be quite fun. Cleared a few stages for me. A lot less than the first one. The first one is really... I use this so often now. I use this first team so often now. It's quite insane. Let's clear this and go for another team. Okay, and for the last team, it is bit similar to the first one, really. I used Evocation Spell on this one. I just wanted to use a full Wilder team, and I wanted to use the Florabelle Slam, which was actually Zeebo's idea. I have to credit him on that. He mentioned that in a group chat. I want to use Parisa, because if you have ever used her in Wilder Tower, you know she's quite insane. We have Heen in there again, and we have Eironn. So let's just see what we can do against those spiders. Those spiders X are now unaffected. I think they patched that a while ago. So might be a bit more complicated to win here, but we will see. And I'm really curious about the Parisa damage against this stage. Should be quite decent, because her damage in general is very, very high. She's just less commonly used, even though she's a very great unit. And I think I recently upgraded her to +10, which helped me clear another Wilder stage, and was actually a very cool upgrade and a very big damage upgrade as well. So we can see these spiders are actually dying quite well. We're surviving pretty greatly. We have a lot of those summons over there, getting some big AoE slams now, even the big Florabelle slam. Don't like that big shield on that spider. Don't want to see spiders with big shields, that's not very cool. But yeah, that worked out pretty smoothly. Let's see the damage numbers. I wonder if Parisa beat out Florabelle, because Florabelle with all those enemies there and big creature attack could be good. And yeah, okay, quite a lot. We can see she is indeed a potent damage dealer, and a wilder team like this can work. And yeah, plus 10 actually. We can check out her build. Those are the 3 teams that I wanted to show you guys. Just a bit of Ulmus combinations, some interesting things. Florabelle Ulmus was a pretty nice idea. Beyond that, Eironn of course works. Any displacement effect really works. Saurin is a combination that's often overlooked. I mentioned it in my first review, but it's also quite cool. And Heen is something you definitely should use there. There we have Parisa, yeah, plus 10 indeed, and that is normal attacks hit 1 more target after inflicting 3 marks, upgrading her damage by quite a bit, because her thing is that she attacks multiple enemies after a bit of attacking. So the longer the fight goes, the better she gets, which of course helps us in those situations with not such an insanely quick fight. We actually have a skin for her as well, the Creek Vines, if you got that. So maybe something to check out. And with that, I wish you a great day, and we'll see us in the next one.